It's a WRAL weather alert day, and we already have thunderstorms across our area. I'll show you what it will look like when you're ready to head out the door.
Breaking news, a man is dead and 3 others are injured after a shooting in Durham. Investigators are still on the scene where you're looking live right now.
And the Canes need to make it count when they hit the ice tonight at PNC to take on New York for Game 3. The series shifts. Will the momentum shift as it comes back to Raleigh? I'm Jeff Hogan. It's good to have you with us here on our Thursday morning.
And I'm Renee Chu. Today is the WRAL Weather Alert Day. We're showing you the live look of Franklin Street where the roads are damp. The rain is coming. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center in some parts are already seeing heavy rain.
We'll start with a wide view of dual Doppler 5000 radar, and we've had some showers and thunderstorms come through parts of the triangle. That's lifting up the I-85 corridor. There's plenty more of it back to the west. The next thing is we're seeing that in western Chatham County and in western Moore County with some thunder and lightning. Let's zoom in here, and we had some thunderstorms moving across Durham. Again, that's headed right up I-85 past Oxford, Henderson, and on up towards South Hill, Virginia. We also have showers and thunderstorms down to the south in the Sandhills west of Carthage, and we're seeing some of that in Siler City. So all that will be pushing eastward across our viewing area here in the next couple of hours. We have a level 2 risk for today, and it's a level 1 risk for tomorrow for our southern counties. So today is a WRAL weather alert day. Damaging wind, heavy rain, isolated tornadoes are possible. We have had some tornadoes down into South Carolina, but nothing approaching our viewing area. For tomorrow, we have the potential for damaging winds just in our far southern counties as the cold front itself comes through. Look at this. We had a line of severe storms move into South Carolina with a number of tornado warnings, especially across Tennessee, Georgia, and South Carolina. Here's what we're looking at. Notice how things begin to ease up a little bit at around 6 a.m. Not promising that we will not see any strong to severe thunderstorms this morning. But then after that, once we get to around 8 or 9 o'clock, things are a little bit lighter. Another round potentially around lunchtime. And then after that, we should be done for the day. There's just a small chance of a thunderstorm once we get past lunchtime. And then, of course, we're looking at another round on Friday, and we're going to walk through the timeline for that coming up. So storms out there this morning. Some of those could be severe. And then once we get into the afternoon and evening, it's just isolated. We've had some rain rolling through Roxborough. You can see the streets are wet here. It is almost 70 degrees with our dew point at 66. It is going to be another warm day. Yesterday, low 90s. We'll be mid 80s for this afternoon. And we still have a lovely weekend in our forecast. We'll check that out coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 4:32, good morning, everybody. Main goal right now this morning, particularly with the traffic, is to let you know exactly what's happening out on the roadways this morning. And these are road conditions map. It shows you exactly how many of you will be waking up to some wet road conditions this morning. You can see it's covering all of Durham, Orange County, parts of Raleigh right now. So if you're heading out anytime in the next few minutes, definitely give yourself some extra time. I want to go ahead and take you outside and show you exactly what's going on. This is I-40 and Fayetteville Road in Durham. You can see the damp roads. Traffic hasn't picked up any yet, but we'll keep an eye on it here in the WRAL Storm Tracker. This morning we have WRAL's Kelsey Coffey in the WRAL Storm Tracker. Kelsey, give us an idea of where you are and set the scene for us.
Ken, we just got on 40 West and we're headed towards Durham now, so we'll give you a quick look at the roads. Pretty much everything is clear at the moment, but at right about 4 o'clock, we did see some light drizzle at the station on Western Boulevard, but we're not alone being under a severe risk for weather today. 97 million people across the country are under severe risk, according to the Storm Prediction Center. So really, we're looking at damaging winds and hail as our biggest threats. So we'll be sure to stay on top of this and keep you updated about those wet roadways. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Breaking news this morning, a man is dead and 3 others are injured after a shooting in Durham. This happened at the Duke Manor Apartments on South LaSalle Street just after 10 o'clock last night. Nick Perlin is on the scene in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Nick, investigators just a minute ago left there after investigating for over 6 hours.
That's right, Jeff. Actually, the last Durham police unit just pulled off as you were tossing to me. So they did clear the scene. We do know, like you said, that one person was unfortunately killed and 3 others are in the hospital. I do want to get you to this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. This will give you a good idea of what this scene looked like when I arrived here at around 1:30. You're going to see those evidence markers there. Those are actually marking shell casings. I counted up to 16 of those shell casings. You're also going to see investigators walking around with flashlights as they look for clues, as they try to piece together what exactly happened here last night. You're also going to see some orange cones in the back part of the street. Like I said, they're still trying to figure out what exactly led up to this shooting. We're also still trying to learn from Durham police if they have any suspects in this shooting. We'll keep asking more questions. Reporting live in Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
With downed trees and power lines, last night's storms were devastating in parts of our state. In Gaston County, 1 person died. Another was taken to the hospital after a tree fell on their car. A state of emergency was declared there last night. Gaston County schools are closed to students today. There are currently more than 50,000 people without power in and around Charlotte this morning.
Also, Renee, at least 1 person is dead and others are hurt after tornadoes ripped through central Tennessee. This is video from Murray County, just south of Nashville. Authorities there say they are in search and rescue mode now. The storms destroyed several homes.
When I hollered at everybody to get in the closet, and the next thing we knew, we heard just seen sky. My house is gone. It's just gone.
National Weather Service says it had 4 reports of tornadoes in that area.
Tonight, a memorial service is happening for Alden Elliott. The Department of Adult Corrections officer died in last week's shooting in Charlotte. This is video from the procession for Elliott that happened a week ago today. The memorial service will be at 6 tonight at Catawba Valley Community College in Hickory.
Thankfully, no one was hurt when that Amtrak train hit 2 cars on the railroad tracks in Raleigh. This happened at the crossing on Hillsborough Street right near Barrel Road yesterday afternoon. Sky 5 flew over that crash scene, and you can see the remains of a red car that was demolished in the crash. The drivers who were inside both cars were able to get out safely before that train came through. People who work nearby say they often see cars stopped on the tracks for the light there.
Over here is faded away, so cars don't know where to stop. And there's also a lot of pressure because it's so chaotic, people could just keep going. I'm surprised there aren't more accidents.
Yeah, there were 92 passengers on the train when it hit the cars. No one on board was hurt either.
Faculty at the University of Southern California is criticizing the way Chancellor Carol Folt handled protests on campus. They voted last night to censure her in a symbolic expression of anger and frustration. Folt became chancellor at USC in 2019 after 6 years as UNC's chancellor. The censure vote came after Folt's decision to cancel main stage graduation ceremonies due to pro-Palestinian protests. Faculty are also upset with how the school handled those protests, including the arrests of dozens of students.
There'll be more security at UNC's graduation ceremony this year. The school says there'll be a clear bag policy and graduates will have to show their student ID.
The House voted quickly to kill Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's effort to oust Speaker Mike Johnson from his position. Despite this, Greene could make another attempt at a later time. Speaker Johnson thanked his colleagues after last night's vote, calling Greene's campaign against him misguided. Greene had threatened to vote against the speaker for weeks.
Good morning, I'm Chris Lovingood in the WRAL Live Center. I want to show you some new images into the newsroom about a story that broke within the past hour or so. We have learned that Raleigh police are saying that a woman was stabbed on Carlton Avenue. Now, when you check the specific address, it's listed as University Oak Apartments, and that's not too far from NC State's campus. Again, no suspect right now is in custody. We're still trying to get more information on who might be responsible for this. At last check, investigators were at this location where this woman was found, but it's unclear if she was stabbed there or maybe somewhere else and then ended up in that location.
Tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes will be back on home ice in Raleigh, a crucial game in their series with the New York Rangers, playing Game 3 at PNC. They've already dropped Games 1 and 2 to New York. Puck drops for tonight's game, 7 o'clock. After the game, tune in to WRAL for our exclusive post-game live coverage. It gets started at 11:25.
4:39, the family of a Florida woman who disappeared in Spain is pleading for answers.
I just want justice for my sister.
The urgent search as her husband is now facing kidnapping charges.
And how a nonprofit in our area is teaming up with DoorDash to keep children in need fed.
And this is a live look at Durham at the American Tobacco campus. You can see the pavement is wet there. Rain is coming. We could see heavy downpours and strong gusts throughout the morning. Today is a WRAL weather alert day, and we're watching your morning commute as well. Elizabeth Gardner is monitoring it all from the WRAL Weather Center.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
443, tracking the thunderstorms out there this morning. We had a cluster here around Durham and Chapel Hill. That's moving up the I-85 corridor very quickly. That's going to move on through Mecklenburg County, Virginia, and then be finished. But we have another wave that's back to our southwest, starting to move into the Sandhills. So we're going to be following that. A good bit of lightning there as it's moving up through Henderson and into Mecklenburg County, Virginia. And we're going to continue to see that on through the morning commute. It is a level 2 risk for severe storms today. It's a WRAL weather alert day. And of course, we're looking at the chance for some damaging wind as our biggest threat. Best chance of rain is going to be between now and around 10 a.m. We could see an isolated storm later this afternoon. We'll take a closer look at that coming up on Futurecast. In Chapel Hill, the roads are damp right now, and our temperatures are warm. We're heading out the door with temperatures in the 60s, and as the kids are getting off the bus this afternoon, we'll be in the mid-80s.
You know, Elizabeth, I wanted to take our viewers back out here to the Duke Energy outage map. Something about what Renee said before the break about thousands of people being without power, one person dying and one injury. This is a map of what North Carolina looks like as a whole. We're talking tens of thousands of people. And as we move over to the Charlotte area, you can see these pockets here. Look at that, 32,000 in one node here, 29,000 at that little symbol there. And then there are little pockets of several thousand here and there, including 23,000 if you look towards the South Carolina between it. So I know it's kind of getting clustered between it as you look at it, but I want to just look at the report and view outages if I can pull that up here. And it just kind of shows you the active amount of customers without power. Again, not uncommon to see something like this when we see those kind of storms that have hit that area. But again, tens of thousands of people in different parts of North Carolina right now without power because of those powerful storms.
And we'll likely see those numbers go up. Chris, thank you. A tornado that touched down in northeastern Oklahoma left behind a lot of damage. Look at these photos. The mayor of the city of Miami, Oklahoma, posted these last night. That city is about 90 minutes from Tulsa. You can see homes left in pieces and trees uprooted and snapped off. So far, no word of any injuries.
The brother of a Florida woman who vanished in Spain is pleading for her safe return. Ana Maria Knežević was reported missing after failing to meet a friend in Madrid in February, and her husband David was then arrested at Miami International Airport last weekend on a charge of kidnapping. Her brother says her family still has hope they'll find her.
If she's out there somewhere, I just want to tell her that we all love her, we miss her, we support her, we are her voice.
David Knežević is due in court. His first appearance is tomorrow.
More trouble surrounding rapper Drake. A man was taken into custody for trying to enter the artist's home in Toronto. Police say they were called to the home yesterday after someone tried to break into his property. It's not clear if Drake was inside the home at the time. This happened just one day after a security guard working outside of Drake's house was shot. He was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Officials do not believe there's a link between the two incidents. Police have not figured out a motive in Tuesday's shooting. It's not clear if anyone is in custody.
The son of a man killed in a deadly crash is speaking out about the kind of person his dad was. Victor Sumner, the man accused of causing the crash, appeared in court for the first time yesterday. Prosecutors believe Sumner was under the influence and using his phone when his dump truck crossed the center line and crashed into a fuel truck. 55-year-old Scott Painter was killed in that crash. His son tells WRAL his dad was a farmer in Wendell.
His legacy to me is this farm, those tractors, and just the memories I have of him working on some of this stuff with him. He was my father, and you took him away from me. I miss him very much.
Sumner was given a $350,000 bond, and prosecutors say more serious charges may be coming.
There are more calls for support from North Carolina's historically black colleges. On Wednesday, Governor Roy Cooper and lawmakers listened as representatives from HBCUs explained why they need more funding. Among them, North Carolina's Black Alliance's Divine Nine fraternities and sororities. North Carolina is second in the country with 10 HBCUs. Data shows historically black college endowments are a fraction of that at non-HBCUs.
1 in 7 children in Chatham County goes to bed hungry. A partnership with DoorDash and the Chatham Outreach Alliance, CORA, is changing that. And DoorDashers pick up food from the pantry and bring it directly to homes of children in need. CORA Executive Director Melissa Driver-Beard says this more private method of delivery eliminates social stigma for children who don't want to take a backpack home from school on Fridays.
In so many cases, children were actually choosing to go hungry rather than participate in those programs because they didn't want to be seen taking that extra food home and they didn't want to be different from their peers.
The program is made possible by an impact grant from DoorDash to cover delivery fees. Right now, the food alone in this program costs over $72,000 a year. Feeding 100 more children would require another $45,000.
Today's storms are an all-morning event. Our severe weather threat, this is the window right now. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with what we're seeing.
It is a level 2 risk still across our entire viewing area. So today is a WRAL weather alert day. Fortunately, we don't have any current warnings across our area, but we do have some thunderstorms that are affecting us. Tomorrow, it's a level 1 risk just for our southern counties around Fayetteville, Clinton, so Cumberland, Sampson County, Hoke County, that level 1 risk for tomorrow. We're going to walk through that coming up in just a little bit. But for today, our timing, the window is right now. Between now and 9 a.m. will be our best chance of seeing any severe storms. Damaging winds and hail will be our biggest threat. It looks like the tornado threat's mostly going to be to our south in South Carolina, but of course this affects our entire viewing area today. Here's what's happening. We have showers and thunderstorms. Some thunderstorms developed there across the triangle just about an hour or so ago. That's a fast-moving cell that's moving on up into Mecklenburg County, Virginia, continuing to produce some lightning there. And then this is a stronger cell here, a good bit of lightning as that starts to move into our southwest counties there around the Sandhill. So let's zoom in. First of all, up here around Henderson, on up into South Hill. That's where we're looking at some scattered storms now. And then also back down to the south and west here in Moore County and the western part of Chatham County, seeing that next band moving through. Nothing severe here, but there is a lot of lightning with this. And, you know, a lot of folks are heading out with their dogs this morning. You know, you got to take your dog out, right? Just be very careful. If you can hear thunder, you are in danger of being struck by lightning. So try to time that the best that you can. Boy, this has been just a doozy of a system. Look at this across parts of Tennessee, dropping into Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina. Lots of thunderstorms with tornado warnings associated with it. But we haven't seen anything in our viewing area. We are seeing a severe thunderstorm warning just to our south down in South Carolina. There have been multiple reports of tornado damage across Tennessee on up into the Midwest. But for North Carolina, we've seen some hail and some severe wind reports over the last 24 hours. You can see there the gray dots, those are wind damage, and the blue dots are hail. And so we haven't seen a whole lot of that yet in our viewing area, but definitely we're going to see that as we get potentially through the next few hours. At 8 o'clock, we're still seeing some scattered thunderstorms across the region, but by 9 and 10, it starts to ease up a little bit. We'll continue to have an isolated chance of a thunderstorm closer to noon, but the bulk of the afternoon and evening should be fairly dry, just a small chance of some thunderstorms at that point. We take a look at Friday. We're going to start off dry, but by the time we get to lunchtime, we're going to end up with some scattered thunderstorms, especially in our southern counties. That's where we'll have the best chance of some severe storms, but that may be ongoing through the afternoon. High temperatures today will be in the mid-80s across the viewing area. It is going to be another sticky day today. We're steamy right now. We're going to see the humidity dropping off as we get into the weekend. It's going to feel so much better. Saturday, 74, 70s for Sunday, Mother's Day as well. Coming up, we're going to talk more about how much rain total we'll end up seeing today and tomorrow. Ken?
At 4:51, Elizabeth, we want to give our viewers an opportunity to see what those damp roads look like. This map shows the road conditions out there at this hour. You can see many of you will be waking up to some wet roads this morning. It covers Durham, Orange counties, parts of Wake County as well. Please give yourself some extra time this morning if you have to head out, maybe going to work or maybe to an appointment as well. I want to give you an opportunity to see exactly what some of those road conditions look like this morning. This is our live camera at I-885 and TW Alexander Drive. You can see the water being kicked up by the tires as traffic is rolling through this morning. I want to give an opportunity now to check our sensors. Right now, we just got word of the Raleigh police working a traffic accident on Western Boulevard and Ash Avenue. It appears to be a minor crash in that area, so nothing to worry about. Just look for some police activity in that area. Elsewhere in the Triangle, all our major thoroughfares this morning are free and clear, but again, give yourself some extra time if you're heading out.
Good advice, Ken. Thanks. A little girl got to meet her hero who inspired a popular animated movie. The moments she spent with Spirit right there.
Aww. Plus, a major step is happening today as the Carolina Mudcats talk about their future stadium.